What is good? Hello and welcome to another episode of the What is Good podcast. My name is Jason Delgado. I'm so happy to be here. Happy Monday. Monday? Yeah. Happy Monday. It was a very nice, relaxing weekend. It's been beautiful weather here in Los Angeles, so it's been just kind of hanging out, trying to enjoy some time with friends. Got to do a show on Friday night at the Fourth Wall. Went really good. I maybe post a clip here for fun.
Is wonderful. How are they doing? Friday energy? Excellent. Is it a Friday I didn't like? I'm serving 80s pop right now. Where's the girl?
But yeah, no, everything's been pretty great. You know, it's besides war. What the heck is going on, man? Why are we going to war? But yeah, trying to stay away from that because there's nothing good about that. And this is called the What is Good podcast. And so I can't really just get too much involved with that. I'm just saying I hope everybody stays blessed, blesses up, keeps their mind clear. Don't let those vibrations get into your negative pajama. You know, so much of that is true. It's like, I really feel like, you know, if you just watch a lot of news or have a lot of just things on in the background that sort of affects the energy levels, like whether it's somebody complaining or somebody saying like, you know, there's a great joke on Futurama where they talk about, and then we'll have Diane and the alien with news at 11. And then the alien looks at the camera and goes, Doom!
Tonight at 11.
Doom! And it's so true. That is really all news. It just is propagating this, be afraid, everyone's the enemy, gibbida gibbida. And it's a crazy world out there. So there is things to be aware of and to be afraid of. But it's not this, you know, everyday life. People just want to live a lot of the times. There's like a 0.22% of people who are crazy, and they kind of, you know, they focus on that and they say that everybody's crazy. Or just like, you know, all these sort of tabloid things where it's just about like exposing people and tearing people down. If you just keep listening to that and watching that, I feel like it affects the negative zhuzh. I remember I worked at a call center where they always had the news on a big TV, like in the background, like or in like the front. So like you have to walk by these giant TVs where it's like doom, and then you go to sit at your cubicle and you're listening to somebody complain and you look up and it's doom. And then at lunch you're sitting in the cafeteria and there's a giant TV, there's doom. It's just not the environment, and it was terrible. You know what I mean? Like it kills the morale. There's an element of like being jovial. Like, you know, a lot of people at my job take a walk. Like they go out and during or after lunch, they just do like a walk around like the little park area just to like get some sun and feel some rays and not whatever, you know. And I just feel like anything you can do to chill. I used to think like, you know, there were people who I was stuck in traffic with in the morning, and I would sort of like, you know, get to a red light with them, and I'd look over and they would be blasted like this metal, and they're just sitting there. And I was like, dude, you gotta just stop with that, man. It's gonna like mess up your day. It's too much. But it's like, that's how he's relaxing. That to some people is very soothing. So whatever it is, it doesn't have to be classic saxophone, Kenny G Banana. It could be anything you need. Just some people, you know, I listen to like Sounds of the Rainforest. It's funny when they had like YouTube music is what I use. And they had a like a year in review, like here's your most listened to stuff. And it was all like sounds of rain, rain in the rainforest, rain on a tin roof. It was all like peace, soothing waterfalls, waterfalls in the Himalayas. Just that I like soothing, aggressive, a lot of music now is like steal your girl, get money, steal another person's girl, get money, not care. You know, it's a lot of like flexing about money and about women. And I guess that's pretty cool, but it doesn't feel, it feels a little bit, not something I want to like listen to or have sort of like programmed into my brain. I'd rather listen to like Rain or like, positive, like, good things like Tony Robbins or like, Neville Goddard or these people who are just these positive influences, and they sort of give this sort of spiritual sort of slant on like everyday things. It's probably all generated by AI, but it's fun. And I learned AI this week. I'm going to try to put together a little video, but one of the things that I kind of had on my list of things to learn was, what is AI for an old man like me? I'm learning it. I'm learning AI. It's exciting. I did this thing called Claude where essentially you take a computer and you attach it to AI so that it can control everything on the computer. So you could say like, open a browser, go to this website, and find me the settings so that I could change this thing. And it'll open the browser, go to sign in, click on the thing, go here. It automates it. Like where before AI, you could say what's the answer to something, it would give you the answer, but then you would have to go and sort of implement that answer. Whereas now I could say, hey, schedule an interesting email that's motivational to send out every week from my second mailbox to this group of people, and then check other websites that may have similar things and adjust it. And it'll do all that. And it'll say like, I might take a couple minutes or I might take like a half hour. I'll see you. And it'll just go about doing that process. And it's not saying like, here's the email, here's the people to send it to. Now you go do that shit. Like it's doing it, which is amazing. It's amazing stuff. Anyway, AI. Have you heard of AI? It's amazing. But, and also I'm doing like video image generation, just really fun stuff, just trying to learn the technologies, just because you can really make fun entertainment. People hate on AI in this way where they're like, if you have AI in your movie's garbage, you're taking jobs away. And it's like, everything is taking jobs away. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of these evolutionary things where, you have to just kind of like, one of the things I like about it is that, you have these independent filmmakers. Like back in the 90s, you would have these independent filmmakers making these movies, and you would have these big movies with these big stars, but then you'd have these like indie darlings that you would go to, and it's still valid today. But like back in like early 2000s, like when it was like, or like 90s, when it was like the Pulp Fiction or like the Desperados or like this kind of like where you could really take a super duper small movie and really, really blow it up. The Blair Witch Project, like crazy stuff. AI allows that to happen again because our tastes have changed. So a lot of this sort of like lo-fi camera magoo wouldn't be put in a movie theater. It would be put like, on YouTube or something like that. So if you want to make something cinematic or you want to put something out in a theater, but still give some sense of experience that you're like, oh man, I'm glad, this doesn't look cheap. I'm glad I paid for parking and I'm enjoying something that doesn't look cheap. AI can help these filmmakers like me, do that, where you create a project and it might have this effect that you're like, well, we can't do this effect, but now you can. So you still have people are still working. People are still having to put up the cameras and the lights. You still have to organize, you still have actors, you still have, energy, but you don't have to, this whole like visual effects thing, you could just offset to a computer that you just write a sentence. It's crazy. I'm pro AI. I've turned the corner. I think I'm with it now. I don't think I'm with it. I am with it now. I think it's such a great tool, and it really, really is the future, regardless of what you think. It's unfortunate if it does take a job that you might be occupying now, but hey, man, like that's, the milkman, ask the milkman. Like, dude, things go out of fashion. It's just wild that, it's happening so fast. And like all these kind of jobs, people like, there are these companies letting off like 35,000 people. Just wild. Wild stuff. But it's super cool. Try AI. Try it. I'll put out a video just for fun stuff, but just look it up. I mean, Claudebot stuff or just any of these sort of AI programs. If you have a business, you have a thing, you have an idea. It's just the idea of like, once you come up with the idea, like just coming up with steps to kind of lay it out and say like, I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this. And it really does do it. It's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. But we'll get more into it, with maybe some proper video. But check out AI. It's good. It's Jason Delgado approved. But yeah, that is what's good this week for sure. I got a show coming up tomorrow at the where is it? At Brews Brothers. That's BREWS. Brews Brothers in North Hollywood. That is Tuesday, March 3rd. 7:30, Brews Brothers, North Hollywood. If you can make it, you should make it. And then this weekend at the Comedy Chateau, 8 p.m., Saturday night. Come out and see your boy and support your boy. It is going to be so much fun. Great lineup. Just great place. Food's awesome there. Comedy's awesome there. Please come out, support your boy. It'll be super fun to see everybody. Tell me you did hear the podcast. That would be amazing. So please come out and do that. So that's a quick bumper from me. And now on to the best thing I saw this week. So the NFL Combine was up and running, literally. And so a lot of people were just crushing with speed. And like this one guy like jumped like 6 feet in the air. It was crazy stuff. But one player, I think it was from Ohio, might have been Idaho, I don't know. This dude had a beautiful, huge red mullet. And everything he did was just, every clip they had was him in slow motion. But even in regular motion, just the way he would just move and the mullet would swear when he's running, how the mullet would just move and his long mullet red hair. And he's this big burly dude. And even the commentators are just like, man, look at that guy run. It's just beautiful to watch. It was really, really funny. NFL Combine in general was one of the best things I saw this week. But that beautiful runner, red hair, mullet, mustache, the full look, the full banana. It was definitely one of the best things I saw this week. And I'll definitely post a little video on that at the end. But yes, we're going to call it there. This has been so much fun. Welcome to March. This is going to be a good one. I feel it. I feel the energy. I hope you have a great month. I hope you have a great week. We'll start there. And thank you for listening and making it this far. Please like, subscribe. Tell me what you're going to be doing this week. If you have any plans or goals for this month. Is there anybody you like to listen to? Keep you motivated and inspired. What's the best things you saw this week? Like, comment, subscribe, post. I'll answer back. I promise. This has been so much fun. Thank you for listening. This is the What Is Good podcast. My name is Jason Delgado, and I will catch you on the next one.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, this is what it's built for.
I just like that he pops his head up. I think you'll see that feathery front kind of pop up a little bit as well to complement the flow in the back.
Looks like